तिमी नै हौ मलाई माया गर्ने तिमी नै हौ 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 मलाई आफ्नो भन्ने
Again, corruption in Nepal
तिमी
is
नै
on the
हौ
local level, federal level.
तिमी
All
नै
the
हौ
Nepalese citizens are fed up of
तिमी
corruption.
नै
Every
हौ
youth are going outside the
तिमी
country, so
नै
we want to
हौ
protect our youth and make the
तिमी
country citizens better.
नै हौ
For that,
तिमी नै हौ.
Okay, Rakshya, thank you very much for joining us for the very first time on our show, all the way from Nepal. How are you and what's up?
So, hello. First of all, thank you so much for joining me here. And I'm really excited to be here. And regarding things, I'm very good today because all of the chaos and all of those today, it has been really normal day here in Nepal. So I'm very excited to just enjoy these normal days ahead.
Good to see you. Good to see smiles on the face of people from Nepal. That means there's some good news. So first, could you introduce yourself so that our audience knows how you are related to all this?
Yeah, sure. So, hello, namaste, and assalamu alaikum to all of the viewers right here. So, my name is Rakshya Awasthi. I'm currently, academically, I'm a law graduate, and I've been working in various governance, legal, and youth engagement initiatives here in Nepal. And I'll also call myself as a social engineer.
Wow, wow, that's a nice term. How do you call yourself a social engineer? What do you engineer in society?
So yes, thank you so much. So social engineer, respectively, why I use this term is that I've been involved in multiple youth engagement initiatives here in Nepal, in governance and all of those. I've worked in European Union as well, European Union Youth Sounding Board. I've worked in UN as well, and plus a part of it, I have my own NGOs as well, our own youth groups, which work together for all of the kind of things. We share legal literacy, we talk about digital literacy, we talk about how to combat corruption and all of the governance structures in Nepal.
Wow, that's very exciting. So, Raksha, walk us through what happened in Nepal during the past 1 week. We can start from
Yeah.
today. What is the status like today? I've heard that you guys have elected a new interim prime minister. She's the first woman prime minister of Nepal. How are things looking now?
So now we have got our interim prime minister. She is also the first women prime minister of Nepal, and she was also the first female chief justice of Nepal. So there are two special things out here: first female prime minister and first female chief justice. And I think today a cabinet will also be formed under her leadership, and everyone are excited who will be within the cabinet. And a new interesting thing is that she's asking the youths, the changes, she is asking the recommendations on who would be the best for the defense ministry out here and who would be nice for the other kind of ministries. So recommendations are being asked from the youths, from the changes who are protesting out there. So it's like we are hoping a new leader, a good leader will go there, and this interim government will be very nice and it would be in favor to combat corruption and all of the economic inequalities that were in Nepal. Now, if you really go to the past, this very protest it was started by the Genjis. So we really have to understand what a Genji is because in Nepal as well, what problem is that most of the people are thinking Genji is a political party. They do not really know who a Genji is. Yeah. So I think most of the people should understand who a Genji is. Someone from between 1997 to 2012 is a Genji.
Gen Z,
And
yeah.
at first, this very protest, yeah. So this very protest, it started by the Genjis of Nepal in the online platform. And there were two major agendas. Number first was to combat the corruption, the economic inequality here in Nepal, and also there was also a recent kind of social media ban where 26 social medias were banned in Nepal. So this kind of thing also triggered the people out here in Nepal. And yes, all of these happened. And in social media, the Nepo babies of the corrupt politicians, the corrupt people, they were called out because an average Nepali, they have to spend a very hard lifestyle to sustain even themselves. While the Nepo babies, they were using the Louis Vuitton kind of items, they were enjoying luxurious lifestyle all around. So they were kind of rolled out in the social media. Their lifestyles was called out, and therefore on September 8th, a protest started in Nepal, in various places of Nepal, but specifically it was in Maitighar Mandala, which is in Kathmandu. So around 9 to 11, so many changes of Nepal, they came there in Maitighar Mandala and they marched towards the House of Representatives, which is the Parliament of Nepal. And while they marched out to the Parliament of Nepal, at first it was very creative protest. It was very nice. There were banners all around. People were very creative. But at the meet, the police started using force, and we lost around 19 Gen Z protesters out there, which was a great loss to many of us. And after this loss, so many parents, they were frustrated. All entire Nepal was frustrated. Therefore, on September 9, the entire, let's say, the entire Nepal, they came into their streets. They started screaming around all of these. They start protesting around this, and then they burned the house of the politicians. They burned the house of politicians. They and our prime minister, Mr. KP Oli, our ex-prime minister, he had to resign. The home minister, they had to resign. The entire cabinet resigned, and it was a time that their Singha Darbar also got burned. The parliament got burned. So it was a very furious incident out there,
We saw,
if we talk about it.
yeah, we saw quite violent videos that we received on X and our WhatsApp. By having a look at them, we thought that it was a little too violent. Don't you think so?
Yeah, exactly. So regarding the violence as well, now the investigative authority are also investigating, and what is exactly being found is that the real changes they were not doing it because in Nepal as well there are some forces. For example, some kind of people they really want king to be returned back. Some kind of people they want other kind of they have hidden motives out there. So what is exactly being believed that the people with the hidden motives they are doing it. So not the changes, the people who have hidden motives, who have personal kind of jealousy, personal anger with the certain person, they did it. So it is being found like this.
So, Rakshya, as I understand, Nepal's political history has always been in ups and downs from
Yeah.
2008 to 2025. I think there are around 13 to 14 governments that have been changed. And your former prime minister, Mr. Oli, he was also like deposed three times and he was back during the fourth time. So, how would you guys make sure that the change that you are trying to implement, it's going to be a real change because things have been happening in the past? How will you guys make sure
Yeah.
that now things would go smooth and better?
Yeah, so for this, the major, I think, objective that the people really want for a sustainable government is that most of the people, most of the youths, they want a directly elected prime minister. Because here in Nepal, what happens is that there is a system that, due to the multiple, it is not by the people are not directly electing it. It is the parliamentary system. It is a Westminster model. Therefore, the people want a directly elected prime minister who would be just governing the system more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, like this, and make sure that the very prime minister or the very lead is someone who has all the criteria is met. There is also a kind of Rubik model that the youths are making on the basis of experience, on the basis of their academic qualification, and all of these. And I think the other thing that we really need to make sure is that we have to work on the basis of constitution, because if we really throw the constitution out, then the instability may be there. Therefore, we will make sure that there all of the activities would be constitutional. It would be on the basis of constitution, and we would hear all the voices properly.
You do sound like a lawyer when you talk about the constitution and the law. So we've heard a lot of rumors and a lot of talk about how the Gen Z of Nepal use different applications to get in contact with each other, use different technologies to get in, to keep in contact with each other. Could you explain to us what these were and how you guys like use them. For example, you guys used Discord, you guys used VPNs because you had a clampdown on your social media. So how was that like?
So, what generally happened is that there is a law in Nepal, Social Media Directive 2023. And what it has really written, what the provision is there is that in order for any social media platforms to operate in Nepal, it should be registered within the Ministry of Information and Communications. So, on November 2023, the government of Nepal it issued a directive, and what it mentioned is that those social media platforms which won't be registered within the ministry, they would be banned in Nepal. And after that, it issued around five directives, once again, five notices, but only five platforms they registered. Number one is Viber, TikTok, and Nimbudge, Popo Live, VTalk, all of these, and other did not. Therefore, again, on August 2027, August 27, again, the government, it issued a notice. And at that time also, it gave the time limit of 1 week. It said that if within 1 week those social media platforms who won't register themselves they would be banned, and the social media platforms that did not register themselves, therefore 26 social media platforms they were banned in Nepal. And after it was banned, the people were so frustrated because the major social media platforms were banned. Facebook was banned, and WhatsApp was banned, Instagram was banned, and the major social media platforms, because there are around 13.5 million users of Facebook in Nepal. And most of the people they speak with their parents out there, they just conversate with all of their parents and their families on Facebook, on Messenger, and that was banned, which was a big problem. And the other problem is that for the online businesses and all of those, Instagram and WhatsApp is majorly
That's
used,
what I'm
and that
saying.
was also banned.
Nepal is like a tourism country, and if you cut down
Exactly.
the internet of a tourist destination, what will they do? Most of the Nepal depends on tourism. Most of the people have businesses and amazing businesses with tourism. So if you clamp down on the internet, on social media, that is gonna go a long way in disturbing people. But I have a question for you, since you are a law student, Rakshya.
Mm.
Just because let's like straighten up this question. Shouldn't a social media company be registered in a country?
Okay, yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, therefore, I think this is also misunderstanding most of the people have. There are two kind of registration in Nepal. One is tax registration, and the next registration is within the ministry. Okay, so these social media platforms they have registered in Nepal in the perspective of paying the taxes. They also pay DST, but the provision of registering themselves within the ministry, that was a new provision that the government made,
Okay.
and there was some kind of loopholes in it. That was number first, if the government would like to cut down any of the post, if they would like to remove any post saying that it violates the public policy, they could remove the post within 24 hours. That was a provision in it. And the second provision was that the government could also control the algorithm in
Yeah.
some manner.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these two provisions was not liked by the people, and these two provisions were really hated by the people, and even the social media platforms as well. The major reason why they did not want to register was due to these two provisions out here.
Well, I know most of the countries would have the same wish that Nepal was wishing. They would want to have a law to like cut down post in within 24 or 36 hours, and also they would want
Yeah.
to have a control over the algorithm of people. That is too much
Yeah.
power. That is too much power.
Yeah.
But having said that, okay, when did Nepal turn off these social media websites? Why now, Rakshya? Why now? I don't understand because Facebook, Instagram, all of these social media networks were available since I don't know when. Why did this take
Yeah.
off in 2024 or 2025?
It's because the law that came in 2023, the directive, and it's a directive. We have to understand that's a
Why? Why
directive.
did?
That's a
Why
directive.
did the?
It's
Yeah,
made
yeah,
by the
yeah. Yeah,
government
I'm
board.
so sorry to cut you off. Why was the
Yeah.
directive here in 2023? Why wasn't it here in 2022 or 2018 or 2008?
Yeah, I think the major reason behind is that the social media bill. There is a social media bill as well, and it has not been passed. Therefore, I guess the government really, I think the hidden motive of the government, now the elections are also coming nearby. And these days, most of the people, they are sharing a lot of things. I think the entire mass of Nepal, it can be controlled by social media. There is a narrative like this. So I think there may be the hidden motive of the various kind of growing politicians or the people that would really like to control the social media algorithms in their favor. And the other reason is that there is some kind of good provisions as well in the directives. There are bad provisions, but there are also some good provisions, such that the social media platforms that register within the ministry, they have to open a local presence in Nepal, which is a nice thing. Therefore, if any problem arises in the very social media, they could complain in locally as well. So there are good provisions as well, but I think the major hidden motive is for the elections.
So this happened in Turkey as well. This happened in Pakistan as well. Do you
Yeah,
know that our YouTube was banned for 2 years? We had no YouTube for
yeah.
2 years. So people like take out other ways out. They've got proxy sites. They've got VPNs. They find ways to
Mm.
do their thing.
Yeah.
So, but Turkey and Pakistan, Turkey made sure that YouTube has its own Turkey link, like YouTube.Turkey, and now Pakistan has
Okay.
its own link, YouTube.PK, YouTube Pakistan. So this is the least that they did, but it is scary when you think of it. Multinational digital companies way more powerful than governments. This is like if you come to think of it, this is like too much power. This is like a new sort of a East India company.
Yeah, yeah, most of the people are also, yes, most of the people are also saying about it. But I think the context of social media, it was just a small kind of matter here in Nepal. Therefore, the government also thought, okay, maybe the major reason is social media. Let's unban the social media and all of this problem will go away. But what really happened is that the frustration of social media was just very small. What the people wanted is that, okay, you can just bring all of this, but please give us an alternative. Please say us what to do if all of these applications are banned. Please give us an alternative and we would accept it. But the government, it didn't really care about anything. And therefore, I think this became just a triggering factor, let's say, just a triggering factor, because the major reasons were corruption out there. Because if the politicians were not corrupt, so many people would not burn their houses. They were not called out as well. So major reasons were corruption, economic inequality, and all of those. And amidst all of those, the government also banned. And if the government had given some alternative, the people would not really be furious regarding it, I guess.
But if I would have been like Mark Zuckerberg, I would be clapping back right
Yeah.
now. I would be saying, "Yeah, okay, man, that's really good," because I didn't have to do anything. The
Yeah.
Gen Z of Nepal did everything for me. I didn't write them back. I didn't obey what they
Yeah.
wanted me to do. And the Gen Zs helped me do all this and other companies as well. So I'm just saying that this can turn into I hope this isn't as I'm thinking it is, but such things can turn out to be very, very
Yeah. Yeah.
scary. So this brings us to the next topic, which is what is this organization Hami Nepali, and why is it being talked about online?
Yeah, so Hami Nepal, it's Hami Nepal, I think
Okay.
Hami Nepali,
Okay.
and it is an organization, it is an NGO.
Yeah.
So it was established during the time of the earthquake here in Nepal. So it used to do various kind of charity kind of works, the works of reconstruction in Nepal. And in all of these Genji movement, well, there were various kind of Genji groups. There was not just one Genji group. There was around 20, 25 Genji groups. But at present, the Hami Nepal, it really wanted to take the lead after all of these movements, after all of these things going out, because even the president, even the armies, they want someone to take the lead because there were so many groups. It's not really possible to speak with all of those, to talk with all of the changing groups around. So they wanted a leader. They wanted a group who would be accountable of all of these. So Hami Nepal, it became accountable for all of these, and they went and they speak for all of the changes. Let's say that was the reason.
Okay. Now I'm just asking that are they taking place in all the on in the interim government in selecting the ministers?
No, they have clearly mentioned that they will not stay in the interim government because they have mentioned we do not have expertise. We do not have an expertise, and it's really not good because it may seem that they are working for the power if they sit in the ministry now. So they are thinking, let's together select people who are really eligible, who are really competent to be in the ministry, and they won't be in the ministry. Plus, because now most of the people are starting to understand that for a leader, it's not very important to just be youth. It's important that the people who are in the ministry, they should be responsible, they should be competent, because just being a youth is not just a matter, because most of the youths, they not may not be experienced. Therefore, the people who will be in the ministry, they should be experienced, they should be competent, and they should have the knowledge of the entirety.
So you guys, we are also hearing about a new emerging leader who was the mayor of Kathmandu. He is also the
Yeah.
civil engineer, a rapper,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
because he has proved himself earlier, people are more
Mm.
like leaned towards him. Tell us about him. What's his name, and what does the
Yeah,
why
Balen Shah.
Balan? Yeah. The question is, how does the future of Nepal look to you now?
So I'm very kind of, I think I'm very optimistic because I think we need to be optimistic in order to
Yeah.
have a new thing. And regarding Balin Saha, like he has a big craze out here. People listen to his songs. So I think number first, from the songs also, people are getting attracted to him. And while he became the mayor of Kathmandu, he brought good reforms here in Nepal as well. For example, he brought the concept of Good Friday in Kathmandu, and in the Kathmandu's kind of public schools, which were really not built, the educational quality has really enhanced, and there are also other kind of things which the people really like his reforms. Therefore, they have a kind of fan craze regarding Balen Saha. His all of the goggles out here, they like to
Yeah.
dress up like Balen Saha. But Balin Saha has mentioned that he won't be in the interim government. He would rather support, but he will not be in this interim government. He has mentioned about
Yeah.
it.
What comes to your mind when you think about misinformation during the past 5, 10 days, 20 days? The biggest misinformation that you came across and said, "Oh my God, this was a misinformation. I didn't know that."
Yeah, I think there were so many of it. There were not just one. There were so many of it. Number first was a very video went so viral in Nepal that UN military tanks are entering into Nepal, and people were sharing it, sharing it, sharing it. They were saying that external forces has already entered Nepal. Now Nepal is gone, and all of those. But that was the vehicle of Nepal Army itself. That UN peacekeeping force gives to Nepal Army. So that was the misinformation that shared in entire Nepal, and all of the people were shocked of it. Number one. And number second, there were so many misinformation, if I really call it around. And the other misinformations was that some people, they started establishing a Gen Z political party in the Madhya province of Nepal, and there were people around 50 55, and they started to ask, they had a different political agenda, and people said that Gen Z is a political party and all of these things, and they are being kind of used by the US, UK, and all of those. There was kind of misinformation, and there were a lot of misinformations like this. And other kind of, for example, they used to see certain thing about certain politicians, but that politicians had not said that thing. So there was all of those, and they were sharing. Yeah, there was also a very bad kind of misinformation that within the parliament, 32 youths were dead. There was a misinformation sharing like this, but the picture, it was of other kind of country. It was
Yeah.
not of Nepal, and people were so furious. This was also misinformation, and other misinformation that the polices in the night, they are knocking the people's house, they are tracking people, they are deleting the videos. There was this kind of misinformation, and all of them were so scared. Oh my God, I'm also sharing video, so maybe they will also attack me. So this kind of fear was within the people
I,
at the time.
we've also heard that some of the people, for example, let me put the question straight out to you, that the former prime minister of Nepal's wife got killed, and then was is this real news, or was this misinformation as well?
Okay, yeah, so she has not been killed exactly, but what happened is that she
Burned.
got burned because she was inside the house. She was inside the house, which was burnt, and therefore, it was done by, I think, some people who really hate the ex-prime minister, because it was really not done by the protesters.
Yeah.
Because the protesters are saying we really do not want any home to be built, any house to be burnt out there. So yes, it was burned, and it is a very sad issue right here, because it's wrong. Whatever, it's wrong to burn anyone's house, anyone's private property. It's not right.
That's a very, very good answer. So, Rakshya, at the end of our talk, would you like to give a message to the world? What you want to say?
Yeah, so the thing what I really want to say is that, first of all, everyone, please be safe. Because I think I really would not like to say this line, but within this week, I understood the meaning of safety, what exactly a safety is. Because now, if anyone shows me in TV, I used to see Bollywood films and other kind of Hollywood films and all of those movies. And when the male lead there would just beat down all of the politicians, I would think this is just possible in movie. This is not really possible in the real life, but it really happened here in Nepal. Yeah. So I wish that everyone, please be safe, and yes, please be healthy. Please enjoy your life every minute. Please do not think for tomorrow, because tomorrow may come or not. Therefore, please enjoy every moment that you have. And yes, please be responsible. Do not be scared to raise your voice. Please be responsible. Please be accountable for everything that is around you. And this way, we youths are very strong. Our voices are very strong. Our kind of actions are very strong. And I think it's the responsibility of every single person to make our country, to make the world a beautiful place. Because if we really do our work properly, then the country is going to be nice. For example, you are doing the work of content creation. If you really do the content creation nicely, if you help the people not spread the misinformation, if you help the people tackle misinformation, that's something which you will be doing nice from your side. I think so. Whoever person are, they have to do something from their side, from their occupation very properly, and this is how we can make the world a beautiful place.
Thank you very much, Rakshya. I saw your Instagram page. You sing as well. Are you the same one?
Yeah. Yes, I also do sing.
Okay, would you want to sing something for our audience related to this? Anything?
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I think let's say there's a song Timine Ho. Timine Ho means you all are here whom I love. So to all of the viewers right here, whom we love, and let's spread love. Let's, as a small, very short line. Timine Ho. मलाई माया गर्ने तिमी नै हौ 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 मलाई आफ्नो भन्ने तिमी नै हौ 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 तिमी नै हौ